صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين وعلى الصفوة الخيرة من أصحاب الميامين ومن تبعهم بإحسان وإيمان إلى يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Our religion and our faith is composed of two parts. One is the Aqidah, the dogmatic part, the doctrines, the philosophy of Islam. And second is to put this philosophy and these doctrines into practice. They become materialized into actions. We translate them into our life. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. There is nowhere in the Quran, neither in the Hadith of the Prophet or any of the Imams, that we can make it to paradise, to salvation, through only the first part, only the belief, only the Iman. Iman is not enough. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and they practice their Iman. They put it into actions, into behavior, into the way they deal with their neighbors, with their family members, with their friends, even with their enemies. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. This is the essence of Islam. This is the challenge that we face everywhere. That is the biggest challenge of the Muslim Ummah worldwide, is how to practice Islam. What we are doing now, these are rituals. These are mechanical actions. There is something behind what we are doing. There is a result. The salat has to have a result, has to have an impact on our life. The siyam that we do, other types of worshipings. One day the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam,
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad,
stood among his community in his mosque, and he said to them, listen to the way he addressed them. And those are the companions of the Prophet. They are with him, they live with him. He said to them, Ya ma'shara man amana bilisanihi wa lam yu'min biqalbih. Ya ma'shar, oh the community that had believed with their tongue, with their mouth, but not with their hearts, not with their behavior. Imagine, he's Rasulullah living among a community, working on them, sacrificing his life with them day and night, but yet this is the way he describes them. Man amana bilisanih wa lam yu'min biqalbih. And then he said to them, لا تتتبعوا عثرات المؤمنين لا تغتابوا المؤمنين وتتتبعوا عثراتهم. Do not backbite your brethren, your brothers and sisters in the community who are faithful. Do not backbite them. Neither chase or pursue their faults. Don't do that. فَمَنْ تَتَبَّعَ عَثْرَةَ أَخِيهِ تَتَبَّعَ اللَّهُ عَثْرَتَهِ. If you do this, God is going to chase you and come after you and run after you to expose you. Don't do that. Islam has to be translated. This is our challenge today. We have two relationships. We have the vertical one, and we have the horizontal. Many Muslims, they take care of the vertical one. If you go to Muslim communities nowadays, people are back and forth to the masjid, in and out, in and out. How many times a day? In and out. In the month of Ramadan, they spend hours and hours reciting Taraweeh and Quran. When the month of Ramadan comes, they fast. But that relation, the vertical relation with God, is not enough. It has to be reflected on the horizontal relation. The prayers that I do now, it has to be reflected on my behavior with you, with my children, with my family, with my friends, with the people outside. We don't see these results happen. We see the mosques packed with worshippers in Ramadan and outside Ramadan. But when you go to the market, when you go to the school, when you go to the hospital, when you go to the families, when you go to the communities, Islam is absent. It reminds me of Muhammad Abda, the Egyptian scholar back in the 1800s when he went to France from Egypt and he came back to Cairo. They asked him, what did you see? What was his answer? Do you remember his answer? He said, I saw Islam there, I did not see Muslims. But in our countries we see Muslims, plenty of Muslims, but there is no Islam. This is exactly what we see today in the Muslim communities. Inshallah, this conference and this gathering would enable us to practice what we preach first and to learn, inshallah, that in this life there are two relationships. They are intertwined. We cannot separate them. The vertical with Allah and the horizontal with people, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد.